Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So if you're thinking about making the big move to Connecticut in 2025, Well, before you start packing those boxes, let me give you the 10 secrets that no one is talking about. These are the things that you need to know if you're serious about relocating to Connecticut. And trust me, I've seen people make some very big mistakes because they just didn't know what to expect. So stick around because I'm covering everything from the real cost of living and the housing market to some hidden gems that will help you fall in love with the state. And make sure you watch to the end where there's one secret that just might change your mind about making that move altogether. Let's start off with secret number one, the cost of living differences. All right, let's start with the cost of living because let's face it, this is a huge part about deciding to make a move. Connecticut has a reputation for being a little bit more expensive than the national average, but it's not that bad. There are actually towns and areas that you can save more compared to nearby states like New York or Massachusetts. The biggest expense here are housing and property taxes depending on your town. Property taxes can vary a lot, but you've often get more space and a lower price per square foot than you would in the big city. Now, groceries, healthcare, utilities can also run a little bit high here, so it's definitely something you want to plan for. However, you're likely to save on things like gas and parking if you're moving from a place like New York City. If you're budgeting for Connecticut, just be prepared for these costs, but remember, it's all about balancing quality of life with expenses. Secret number two, the housing market insights. Next up is the housing market, and this is a big one. Connecticut's housing market, it has its own rhythm. Here's my insider tip. Look for homes in the fall and winter. Why? Because there's less buyer competition during the colder months. Most people want to buy in spring when everything's in bloom, but that's when competition skyrockets. So if you're house hunting in the winter, you might find a deal that's open to negotiate in the wintertime. If you wait until spring, you're jumping in like everybody else. Some more competition means you might end up in bidding wars and prices tend to inch higher. So if you're serious about saving a little bit of money and avoiding the rush, consider getting a pre-approval in the fall and starting your search either before or after your holidays. Connecticut's market can be competitive, but with the right timing, it could give you a huge advantage. Secret number three, commuting and realities and transportation. Now, let's move on to secret number three, commuting. If you're planning on commuting to New York City or just want to know your options, here's what you need to know. Connecticut is well connected by highways and the Metro North train line, which runs straight into Manhattan. If you're working in the city, living near a Metro North station can be a huge advantage. Now, towns like Stamford, Greenwich, and even Norwalk can have very easy access to the train, but keep in mind, those areas are more expensive because of the convenience. More convenience means that the price of a home is higher. For a quieter, more suburban commute, look at towns like Fairfield or even Danbury, where the commute might take a little bit longer, but housing is much more affordable. Also, traffic here is nothing like New York City, but it can also get congested during peak hours. So if you're commuting locally, plan accordingly. Secret number four, job market and industry hubs. All right, let's talk about the job market. Connecticut has some strong industries, including finance, healthcare, education, and manufacturing. If you're in finance, areas like Stamford and Hartford have a solid job market. Hartford is known as the insurance capital of the world, so if that's your field, you're in luck. Another trend we're seeing is more remote work opportunities, which means you don't have to live right next to the big city to have access to great jobs. If you're working remotely or looking for a change in career, Connecticut offers a mix of corporate and small business opportunities across different fields. Just be prepared. Many companies here still expect in-office work a few days a week, so keep that commute in mind when you're job hunting. Now, secret number five, best schools and education options. For families, schools are often a top priority, and Connecticut has some of the best schools in the country. Towns like Greenwich, Westport, and Richfield are known for their highly rated schools and strong academic programs. But it's not just about the public schools. Connecticut also has a range of private and charter schools, as well as top-notch universities like Yale and UConn. Education is a big part of the community here, so if you have kids, you'll find that there are plenty of options from public schools to extracurricular activities that make this a family-friendly state. Just know that areas with the best schools do tend to have a higher property taxes, but many families find that quality of education to be well worth that higher price point. Secret number 6, nature and outdoor lifestyle. Now, this is one of my favorite things about Connecticut, the nature and outdoor lifestyle. You're going to find some beautiful spots here. We have beaches along the Long Island Sound, hiking trails, and of course, Candlewood Lake, which is a major attraction for boating and fishing. Plus, if you love outdoor activities, there's something for every season. In the fall, the foliage here is breathtaking. The winter, you can ski or snowboard in northern Connecticut. And in the summer, we've got beaches and lakes where you can relax. For nature lovers, Connecticut is definitely a dream. Secret number 7, tax landscape. All right, let's get into taxes. Connecticut has a reputation for being a high tax state, and honestly, that's true in many areas. The state has both an income tax and relatively high property taxes, especially in towns with excellent schools. However, unlike New York, there's no city tax, which means you save if you're commuting from New York City. Also, retirees, take note, Connecticut is gradually phasing out taxes on Social Security income and some pensions, which is a plus for those looking to settle here long term. If you're looking at homes, factor these taxes into your budget, especially property taxes, as they vary widely by town. Secret number 8, community vibe and lifestyle. Let's talk about the vibe here. Connecticut has a unique lifestyle that's very different from New York City or Boston. Each town has its own character. Some places like Greenwich or Fairfield have a more upscale and suburban feel. Meanwhile, towns like Bethel and Newtown feel quieter and have a close-knit, community-oriented vibe. There's a strong emphasis on community events here. Farmer markets, local festivals, and town fairs are a big part of life. If you're moving from the hustle of the city, you'll probably find this change to be refreshing. You can actually get to know your neighbors, which is something a lot of newcomers appreciate, like myself. Secret number 9, weather and climate. Now, Connecticut's weather offers 4 distinct seasons, which is a big draw for a lot of people, but be ready for cold winters because especially if you're coming from a milder area, we get snow, and depending on where you live, it could be a lot or a little. Summers are warm and humid, spring is beautiful, and fall is absolutely stunning with the foliage. Just be prepared if you're not used to shoveling snow or dealing with icy roads, but on the bright side, if you love the idea of a classic New England winter or fall, Connecticut delivers that kind of charm. Secret number 10, hidden gems and local tips. Finally, let's get into some of Connecticut's hidden gems. There are so many great spots that even locals don't even know about. For example, did you know that Kent Falls State Park? It's one of the most beautiful places to hike with with waterfalls and scenic trails, and we have local restaurants that are top-notch. Places like in Guilford or also in Middletown. Whether it's outdoor markets, farm-to-table restaurants, or small museums, Connecticut has a lot of hidden spots that add a lot of charm to living here. If you're moving here, take time to explore these little gems. They're gonna make the state feel extra special. So there you have it, the 10 essential things you need to know before moving to Connecticut in 2025. This state has a lot to offer, but it also has its own quirks and costs. Hopefully these secrets help you make a more informed decision and give you an idea of what to expect when you get here. If you found this helpful, or don't forget to like or subscribe and hit that notification bell. And if you're thinking about possibly making a move or have any questions about relocating, reach out anytime. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.